senator himself. Okay, so we were talking about the senator Blumenthal. So gun safety crusade, he wrapped in his record of landing infrastructure and CHIPS money for, hey, Angie T, how are you, for Connecticut? So we wrapped up him. But the red flag for me was he took AIPAC dollars. He took AIPAC dollars. That's the issue for me. All right, let's talk about Senator Chris Murphy. Senator Chris Murphy, again, he's been reelected. This is his third term, folks. His third term. Blumenthal, this was his third term. Okay. Let's talk about Chris Murphy's issues and what he ran on. Hang on just a second. Okay, Chris Murphy ran on grow Connecticut paychecks without taking corporate PAC money. That was what he ran on his March 2023 kickoff. He highlighted a decade of bringing CHIPS and infrastructure dollars back to the state of Connecticut without, and he repeated his pledge to reject corporate PAC checks. Let's remember that, shall we? Murphy's issues page puts connection values and federal abortion rights legislation, Women's Health Protection Act, near the top, casing himself as a firewall against national bans. Made his Sandy Hook-driven record the centerpiece again, touting the Safer Committees Act as he negotiated and pushed universal background checks and assault weapon bills. Murphy took a front and center role crafting a bipartisan order, security immigration package, and made Fix the Broken Border in a humane way a marquee in 2024's theme. Points to the same two laws, plus his Buy American Gov Act as a proof creating high-tech manufacturing and clean energy jobs in his state of Connecticut. He wants to protect the democracy is his first listed plank, electoral count overhaul, the same as the other guy. I don't forgot his last name, something Thal. Okay. John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act and Supreme Court ethics reform. Stresses Mental Health Reform Act, opioid abuse funding, and expanded ACA, subsidies. Ties these to his loneliness and social connection tour. Now, let's see what PACs he took, if he did, because according to him, he didn't take any, right? He didn't. He didn't. All right, national leader on gun violence prevention and mental health funding, defend democracy and voting rights, immigration reform with the DACA pathway, keep CHIPS climate tech jobs, right? Okay, so Murphy kept his no corporate PAC pledge, only $0.4 million in union and issue PAC money. His largest was the Gifford PAC, $10,000 gun safety, NEA and AFT teacher unions PACs at $20,000 combined, and League of Conservation Voters Act Fund gave him $10,000. I got my stamp. Honey, if you do, it's the second coming of Jesus Christ, expandable at the door 30. Y'all, what is wrong with people? That's actually funny to me. Y'all, let me read this to you all. I got my stepmom impregnated, and I hope the same for you. Baby, listen, if you do that, like I said, it's the second coming of Jesus Christ. Period. Let me go. The block is hot. What is wrong with people? I don't even understand. I don't even get it. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's talk about he took a couple PACs, but it was all in the name of everything that he ran. Yes, I know. What is wrong with people? I think I need a drink. Just weird, just doing stuff, right? Just doing stuff. All right, so he didn't take AIPAC. He didn't take any big corporate dollars. He didn't take any PACs or super PACs outside of the ones that I just read to you. And yes, Kayshawn, you're correct. None of those passed, but he stood on business. He stood on what he meant. Senator Chris Murphy, I actually like the dude. even when he was standing with Cory Booker, when Cory Booker did that filibuster, I actually like him. I think he's, he stands on business for real, and that's what he stood on. So he didn't take a lot of money, but he knew what he wanted to do. And so ultimately, at the end of the day, he's still standing on that. Now, Murphy's 2024 message is still leaning on gun violence leadership, hard push for bipartisan border security, safeguarding democracy, and climate and chips-driven job growth in his own state, all while underscoring that he takes no corporate PAC money and still runs on small donor fuel. No corporate PAC money. So he took PACs, and it wasn't a whole lot. But you can see why he did it, because when you taking that PAC money from corporations, you got to dance to their drum. And that's really not cool. So there's that for this evening. Y'all, I did good tonight. I'm actually a half hour early. I'm a half hour early in providing this, because normally we're out of here at about 10 o'clock, 10:30. And so I decided to come on here early because I got some other work to finish up. But we've covered quite a bit. We covered news and information. We covered I do want to cover this one thing that I talked about briefly in the news, and it was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, with the little boy that got abducted. Did y'all see that? The recent abduction case this month, where the little boy was outside. 7-year-old Jamal White was Amber Alert that, let's see, Sunday, July 13th, he was outside his dad's house riding his bicycle, and a white Jeep came, and whoo, child, this is just so weird to me. So let's talk about it, because this is so strange to me, and more information is that turned your hair white when you heard about it. Wisconsin boy was the subject of a statewide Amber Alert, and he has been found safe, though. Okay, for those of you all who are unfamiliar with this case, he has been found safe. Hold on just a minute. So basically, he's outside. He's riding his bicycle. Listen closely, folks. He's riding his bicycle, minding his business, playing along, doing what he does best. And a masked man gets out of a Jeep and takes the baby by gunpoint. Let's talk about that, shall we? By gunpoint, he takes this child. Okay? He takes this little boy, and he can be heard saying, "Daddy." So, according to police, 4 people wearing face masks took the boy at gunpoint on Friday. Witnesses saw him put into a white Jeep Renegade, and it drove off. It is unclear how he was found or if anyone is in custody. Well, that was as of the 13th. Word on the street is, according to today, some information that I received from reputable sources, they done picked up the mama. And I said from the beginning that something didn't sound right. I said that. So they've picked up his mother, and they picked up the uncle. His uncle. His dad's brother's twin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, up the mama. I said it just like that. They picked up his mama. Now, I was hoping that it was not, that kind of news. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I get news and information all over the place. So, yeah. Hold on. Here, y'all, I don't. Okay. Here we go. So, this is not real life. This is what I don't understand. Hey, Mina, how are you? This is not real life, but it is. Okay, so basically, so since I can't even pull it up, I have to log in and I'm not doing all that. So the mother got picked up and the uncle, the dad's twin, got picked up. They are not giving the mom bond. The little boy is officially in Child Protective Services care. And I need y'all to sit down on this one. Are you ready? You want to know why, Chico? I don't even want to say it. They were trying to make money off of GoFundMe. Hey there, Salsa Cheeto. How are you? Do y'all need me to say it again? Because I'll say it again. And I'm saying it with a smile because I'm furious. Mm-hmm. Yep. They were trying to make money off of GoFundMe. So what if this had gone all kind of wrong? What? Right, Fred. Using their own child. Right. So that's what got me is I was like, are you serious right now? No. Hey, Mocha Diva. Mm-hmm. Now you got to remember a couple months ago, there was a white woman that called a black child with autism the N-word, and she raised over close to $1 million. Hey, Gabby, how are you? Thank you so much for that. You're not surprised? I'm not either. Because when I read, see, here's a couple things that we know. I'm from Milwaukee. The culture up there when it comes to children, we either you have to have known she was absolutely spewing hate. She absolutely was. Now she said they live in the life of Riley, her and her black husband. Yes. So I guess she felt them, emboldened to do it because, yeah. So y'all wanted to create a GoFundMe and it didn't end well. So my question is, who told? So first of all, let me back up. Daniel, okay, hang on, y'all. I've got a dissertation on here. I'm not, so first of all, I don't know who you are. I'm not being disrespectful, but what do politics have anything to, that's what's wrong with you. Daniel, we're talking about Senate, we're talking about the news, dear. Okay. All right. Okay. If you want to talk about that, you can inbox that information to me and we'll talk about it later. Hey, D. Elliott, how are you? All right. So I'm from Milwaukee, born and raised in a time when crack cocaine was all in everybody's neighborhoods. I used to live in this neighborhood where it was multicultural, and I've told you all that before. There were Jewish. Hey, Keopa Lee, how are you? That's terrible that someone feels so entitled. Yeah. So, and you're from Houston. I'm in love with Houston. Don't tell anybody that. Okay. So I grew up in that area. I know the area well. I grew up in a time when crack cocaine was being dropped in our communities like it was candy, and it was dropped. It was dropped. Trust me. I witnessed it, and I witnessed it destroy families and communities. But anyway, the people there are still recovering from that, if that makes sense. Entire communities are still recovering from that. Memphis in the house. Okay, big shout out to Memphis. And so, yeah, the 80s saw all of that where I was too, just outside of Chi. Yeah, you don't want to live in Houston, Texas, my friend. That place is going down and fast. Oh, Lord, not the area I was in. It was so nice. I was literally right around the corner from Dow. I hope that's helpful. Like Dow, I think Chevron was over there. So I was in what they call the energy area. I was over there. It was super nice. But anyway, the city is still recovering from that because it was that horrific. And some of the areas where these people are still living, they're not the same. I grew up in a really nice neighborhood, and over years it started to dilapidate and decline. Okay. But the hard part is watching what it did to families. You know what I mean? That's how come I didn't believe it when I heard the story. I was like, oh, that's somebody he knows that knows him. That's someone he knows. I knew instantly. And I was like, we not just either A, has something to do with somebody that he knows that was using him as a way to get back at someone. And I hope that this turns out okay. But something just didn't sound right. How is it that they knew at the exact time when this child would be out there, right? Or were they just picking up a random kid? It still didn't sound random to me. Something didn't sound right. So to find out that it was someone that he knew. So when they found the child, he was in a house with a bunch of other people. So they said the house was full. How did they find him? I guarantee you somebody ratted somebody out. It's crime everywhere. Yeah, it is. So I grew up on the north side, right after the riots. I was born right after the riots, after Dr. King was murdered. And I grew up in an area where it was dilapidated. They ended up calling it MLK Drive. It's still MLK Drive. And they didn't clean up that portion of the city after the riots for generations, it seemed. They didn't start building out that area until I had already moved to Atlanta. It's beautiful over there now. Oh, honey, listen. Yes. Post. I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge, Ejiko, yes. But yeah, so when I heard it, I thought, something about that milk don't sound clean to me. Some of that milk ain't clean. What's going on? So, and then I thought, when I read it today, I just shook my head. It has become more and more prevalent to me that people have tried so many different ways to generate revenue. And it blows my mind. You ought to be ashamed of yourself using your child as bait to open up a GoFundMe account. How long were you all going to keep this child? And it was keep him safe until we get the money that we want. And y'all thought it was going to work? You thought nobody was going to do detective work? Is that what you thought? A 7-year-old child. And now he's in protective services. No telling, now from what I'm understanding, mom didn't even make bond. Now I don't know about the other person that was picked up, but I know more information will become available. That's what I said. Poor baby. It don't make no sense. We ought to be ashamed ourselves. Yeah, still broken. And sometimes when I go home, last time I went home, it was for a photo shoot for a magazine cover that we did. Right. I understand, D. Elliott. You're right. But he's in child protective services. And see, the thing is some people that end up in child protective services are no better off. But I hope in this case he is. I really, really do. Okay. So what have we been covering? We've been covering the senators. For those of you all who are just now joining and you're unfamiliar with what we do here, let's talk about, let's do a recap, shall we? So poor baby. Yep, I get it, D. Elliott. So let's do a recap really quick of what we covered today, from the day shift this morning, or this afternoon rather, to tonight. So a couple things we talked about today. We talked about 3 bills passed the House today. Oh no, you're fine, D. Elliott. We talking here. That's how we communicate and get information out, because I don't have all the answers, and I don't have a problem admitting that. So this is Crypto Week, right? Hey, North Star, how are you? Crypto Week, three bills passed the House today. So if you're just now joining us, the Genius Act passed, okay? The Clarity Act passed, and the Anti-CBDC Act passed. If you want to read the article that I wrote, if you find some grammatical errors, don't just charge it to my head, not my heart. I had to do some driving today, okay? These 3 bills passed the House today. Senators on the GOP side were not happy with it. Trump stepped in and said, no, y'all gonna pass it because I want this to be a part of, so what did he say? I tried to quote it. Where is it? He said, what had happened was, it's a part of his America First crypto vision. It's really about putting industry first. Okay. He wanted it done, it got done. And it's going to help his crypto and others. Okay. He don't know what he said, so it's okay. You know what? I'm going to take that as you saying he really doesn't know. he really doesn't know. Did y'all see him? Let's have this conversation since I'm a little early. Did y'all see him on that soccer field when they were giving, when he was giving out the trophy? No, he doesn't. Didn't he seem like he didn't know what was going on? I need us to pay attention. Absolutely. That's exactly what it means, Kayshawn. He's going to profit. Mm-hmm. So we talked about those three. Exactly. Sundown. But let's talk about buy right. He's sundowning. Yeah. Yes, he did. Sable, 3, 2, 1. Now that we got all that out of the way, he took their trophy. Yes, he did. He took their trophy. And all I could think in my head was how he looked on the field, and I know that look. Yeah, to the White House and told them to make a copy. No, they decided to make a copy because they didn't want it. They was like, "Nah, you good, bro. We'll make another one." Who is this? He doesn't even know who he is. He didn't even know that he was the one that brought in Jerome Powell. I'm sorry. Oh my God. It's funny, but it's not. He is sundowning in our face, y'all. The one he got is the copy. He took the one from the field. Child, I don't even want to talk about immigration. So we'll wait till tomorrow to talk about immigration. We're going to wait till tomorrow to talk about it. So y'all, let's talk briefly before I wrap it up because I got to get back to work on the magazine. Y'all, Brownstone Living Magazine, the cover is available. You can actually see it. We have an amazing guy who is on the cover. I'm going to see if I can find his music. He's an urban jazz guitarist. This brother, I had an opportunity to talk to him. I love interviewing these people for the magazine. The commissioner said he was disgusted with Trump. He should be. I couldn't believe that. And then they said they didn't even know why he was still on the field. He was just like, yep. Kayshawn, see, I'm not crazy. So, what's the guy's name? Terrence. His name is, hang on, Terrence. Is I don't know. This dude is off the chain. I don't have any words. And you know what's really sad is America is feeling it. They're feeling it. Yep, they're not going to. Because they're getting everything they wanted. That's why they're not going to do anything. They're getting everything they wanted. Hey, Janet, how are you? Hey, William, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So that's the reason why. They're not going to do anything. Why would they want to? It doesn't benefit them. Real talk. So what does it matter? They're getting everything they want. They are literally telling this guy what to do because honestly, he has no clue. How do you not know that you put somebody in office? And then you ask, who is this guy? Why is he here? Because you put him in there. Unbelievable. I thought this guy is I don't know what we're going to do with him. All right. So for the cover for Brownstone Living Magazine for the summer 2025 is urban jazz guitarist. They're going to go do. No, they're not going to do the 25th. Newer events are running thing. That ain't all who running things either. That's not all. All right, so his name is Terrence Young. And I'm gonna turn up. Then they're in office, and funny know what they are supposed to do. What the hell? Yeah, what the hell? What the heliante? Yep, here we go. So Terrence Young is on the cover. I'm really excited, and I told him, I was like, bro, when are you going to be in Georgia again? He's in South Carolina, so you guys got to check out what he sounds like, and then check out his interview with me. It was great. It was great. He has toured with Yarborough Peoples and Gladys Knight and some of the old heads. He's a wrecking ball, let him get away with whatever. Then they put in, Brother Mo. Don't be surprised. Y'all hear that? I know, right, Chico? So check him out. He is actually on Facebook, YouTube, under Terrence Young, Terence. Check him out. Oh, honey, we working on some stuff. He seems like a really nice guy. So he'll be in Augusta, Georgia. So I'm going to take that 2.5-hour drive to go check this brother out next month. All right. And we're going to see, and I'll probably get an in-person interview then. So I'm super, super excited about that. What is in this summer issue, since we didn't do July, August are together, right? So what we're doing is we're combining to the two is the best live. Aw, you're so nice, D. Elliott. I appreciate you for saying that with the big cheese, the teeth. I love it. So listen, we're going to be interviewing him. We're talking about getting ready for back to school, what's happening with your financial aid. If anyone got that student loan letter from the Department of Education, we're going to be covering that in the magazine as well this month. Some recipes to help the kids get ready and the family get ready for back to school. Back to school starts July 30th. So Brownstone Living Magazine is a mashup of all of you guys, and it's our mantra is welcome to the neighborhood. So when you are here as a part of Brownstone Worldwide, we say welcome to the neighborhood, and each one of you are neighbors, right? That's number one. Number two, you have access to me live, right? But then you also have access to brownstoneworldwide.com. You also have access to Cityscape Radio, and you also have access to Brownstone Living Magazine. Okay. Now we have just finished and wrapped up the membership edition of the People in the Neighborhood, where you can get quote unquote virtual keys, and you'll get access to an actual offline community from social media. Why is that important to me? Because I want to continue to talk to you, not only you, myself, but then others who are podcasters who are a part of Cityscape Radio. So it's not just me. We have an entire group of folks who literally do other things. You do. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you do. Hey, Campbell, how are you? Hey, Patricia, Jordan, Brian Steele, Janet Giles. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It is so good to be a part of all the stuff that is going on within Brownstone Worldwide itself. Now, we do have a portion on Brownstone Worldwide that we kind of let slip a little bit. And it's only because my budget only affords me so much to pay folks to be in position. In a minute, I'm going to be door dashing. So it costs money to run it, right? Which is one of the things that we're working on. And that's daily deals and coupons, even though I still say it, because I still want it to be top of mind, right? So in a minute, we're going to start kicking that back in, even if it's like 4 a day, 5 a day, until there's a smooth machine running. But it costs to put somebody in position, even if it is, 10 XYZ, whatever, right? So outside of all of that, we're going to be releasing that, and then you'll have an option. We shut it down to 2 instead of 4, so that you can make a decision on which one you want. But it'll give you access to getting printed versions of the magazine, having access to okay, Susan Taylor, do you know how much of a fan I was of Essence? And then I found out that Essence magazine was started by 4 Black men. A lot of people don't know that. I was a magazine. I was like obsessed with magazines when I was a little girl. Like it was ridiculous. Like stacks and stacks and stacks. Like every Essence, every what was that woman's name? Doesn't even matter. Every Vogue I could get my hand on, everything, and I just would pour over. Remember, you would rip open the magazine, and then there would be like that little sleeve. You would open it up, and you could put your perfume on. So in college, this is how cheap I was before we went to the club, honey. I would pull out the pages from the magazines, even if I was at the store. Don't tell anybody I did it. If I was at the store and I couldn't afford Vogue magazine for the month, you had to go in there and get your free perfume. So I would tear the pages out, stuff them in my purse. I sure did. Go to the club smelling good, dancing to Public Enemy, fight the power, right? So yeah, it's nothing like a good, beautiful piece of art, which is really what magazines are. And I've never forgotten that, but it's also a place for us to share such good information that you miss because we're so busy scrolling constantly, right? And we're missing beautiful pieces. Now, here's what's changing. I get this question, and somebody asked me this the other week. They said, is this for white people too? It's for everybody. I just happen to be Black. Yeah. And here's the truth. There are some people I have asked to be on the cover who were white or other races that said no. But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I miss a hardcover. You remember how you opened it up and the smell of the ink would knock you upside the head and you knew you had just reached magazine heaven? Yes, that. Hey, Kathleen, how are you? Hey, Tarsha. That I used to just, and then the sound of it. When you get the digital version, because you can go get digital versions over at Brownstone Worldwide now, I had to keep the sound of the magazine because that's the best part, isn't it? Like when you turn on the page, I kept that sound. I was like, yeah, we got to keep that sound. Just go ahead, just flip the page. And we have a team that puts it together. So they're designing it now. That's one of the reasons why I came on early, because we're going to be up working on this. And I'm excited. And then I had to work diligently. So if you look at this month's cover, it's Terrence Young with his 2 guitars. I appreciate that, Kayshawn. I'm not giving up. Tapping is clapping and motivation for all. Live hosts, please send your daily daily hearts. Oh, D. Elliott, whoever you are, am I following you? Am I following you, sweetheart? So listen, I had to argue with her because she wanted me to put what was in the inside of the magazine. I said, we don't need that. The only thing that needs to be on the cover is him. That's how good it is. The photographer did a phenomenal job on him. They really, really did. And then she gets final say on, the design and stuff. She works with the team that puts all the fonts and stuff together on the header and all that, right? And I said, no, I'm going to have to put my foot down on this one. We'll need nothing else on here. Put his name at the bottom, let it go. Because if it's that good, if you want to see what else is in there, you're going to see what else is in there. And if you want to see current copies of Brownstone Living Magazine, let's make it easy. It's in my stand store. They're free. The digital copy is free. You can go check them out. Last month was TJ Mercer. The month before that actually was KJ. Kevon Hartley. He's a UGC creator, and he's one of our editors here at Brownstone Worldwide. And the month before that, who was it? LaShawn Davis. She's the founder of the HR Plug. She does this conference every year called the Unplug Conference for HR professionals. We've had DeJuan Johnson from Bosch. Yeah, it is a family affair. It is, because Kevon is my son. He's also a Motla. Yeah. But we've had some amazing people on the cover, and we're looking to expand that as well. Like I said, DeJuan Johnson's been on our cover. We did an entire, for the 50 years of hip hop, we did an entire, I have interviewed some amazing people. Of course, y'all know I interviewed Speech from Arrested Development. Ishi from Arrested Development was the cover for January. Then we interviewed Speech, And he and I had this conversation about how, how royalty checks are not the same. I wish you would, because we align many ways. I'm a quality engager, support your cause. Aw. Well, I will. Look, I'm writing your name down. I'm gonna make sure that I do. And that's not a follow for follow. Just the fact that you guys support the noise that's happening inside my brain is beautiful. So yeah, brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, and you guessed it, Brownstone Living Magazine. Go check out some of the issues. Like I said, DeJuan Johnson was one of my most favorite ones. I got an opportunity to meet this guy because we were in a mastermind together. I talk about it often, Traffic, Sales, and Profit. And he played detective. What was the detective's name on that Bosch show? Well, anyway, so he just did a pilot for Disney. And guess who we're talking to next month? We're going to be talking to him about what he's got going on. And some other people as well. We're going to be talking to about their upcoming projects and so forth. But why is this important for you as people in the neighborhood? I am not so much concerned with putting famous folks on the cover and showcasing their work. That's fine. But there is a segment in the magazine called The People in the Neighborhood. The People in the Neighborhood. And that's where we want to talk to you. That's where we want to talk to you guys. Your stories need to be told. What you are doing in this new digital era of making money and living our lives with each other all day long, right? Because that's what we're doing. We share information. We're no longer getting our information from Ichigo. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course. And welcome to the neighborhood. If you've not been here before, make sure that you join us again. I'm wrapping it up, but I had to talk about the Brownstone because I rarely do, right? So get your copies, light up. D. Elliott, you're so sweet. I don't know what to do. Let me wrap it up. Okay, so understand that I am paying attention, and I scroll through and I look at what people are doing, and we're starting to send invites to people. Let me tell you why. I want to hear your stories. So if I want to hear your stories and how fabulous you are living your lives the way that we are, connected to one another, then what does that mean? I need to know what you do. I need to know who you are, because the world is different. It's not relegated by CNN, NBC, ABC, Fox News, and all of these other people. We are still the people, yes? So our stories need to be told. And so each one of us, as we sit at this dining room table in my eating area, we're still the people, and we still hold the cards when it comes to who we're voting for or not. I just like to come here and help people feel like, or know and understand, not so much feel like, because see, there's a difference. Know and understand, we still the people. Not we the people, we still the people. Those people that you voted in, vote in some more people. It's simple. We can be mad right now if we want to, but we can get busy educating and providing more information for ourselves. That's what we need to be doing. It is no better time than the present to become more informed. Now, if you want to follow us at the Brownstone Brief, you can go over there. We started putting those articles that I wrote about the senators. They're up there. Okay. Go ahead and check them out. You want to follow me at Brownstone Worldwide? Go ahead and follow me at Brownstone Worldwide. Will you be seeing my face a lot? Yeah. Yeah, they running scared for the midterms, Kayshawn. Of course they are. Absolutely they are. I know I would be. I know my job would be on the line right now, because too much has slipped by. And before we wrap, let's go over to Project 2025.observer. Okay. 316 total. 114 items off of Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation's mandate for America. 46% done. 114 have been done. 64 are in progress. Okay. Where am I getting this information? Project 2025.observer. They're 46% done. Some of the people that are for this particular mandate could not believe how fast he's moving, and they're ecstatic. Don't run scared. Get informed, get involved, especially at your local level. Shop local, find out who your PACs and your super PACs are, who those corporate PACs are and those corporate super PACs, and who is taking money from a PAC. All of this is are issues for us, right? We say we don't like what's happening overseas with those AIPAC, do something about it. If they're going to take AIPAC money, don't vote them in. Simple. I'm just saying, we have to start. This is how we resist. We find out who they are. What's another way for us to do that? Get that app. What's the app? Goods Unite Us. Get the app. Find out where you're spending your money and whether or not they align with what you believe. And if it doesn't, take your money up out of there. Thank you, D. Elliott. I appreciate that. That's actually happened to me too. Okay. Shop local as much as you possibly can. It absolutely should, Leo Israelite. Your vote should be transactional. PACs and super PACs are getting what they want. You should too, because basically what they're doing is they hoping that you're not doing the research that we have been. I appreciate that. Advice from mistake learned. Do you see what I mean? Do everything that you can, and I'm going to make sure that we do everything that we can here at the Brownstone to get you the information that you deserve and that you need. And you can always do the research yourself. Don't take my word for it, because the folks on Meta don't let me forget it. How stupid I am. You can't be telling the truth. Still get your papers together and move accordingly. Yes, if you do not have your passport, work on it. Make these experiences and situations work for you. We're the only group of people who do not require something for our vote. So sad. But it's what happens. Thank you so much for that, D. Elliott. I appreciate that. So y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. But listen, what's the one thing that we always say before we end every single live? 1, love your life. It is the only one that you have. 2, live your life to the fullest and embrace everything that is your life, because you only get one. You might as well enjoy it. And lastly, what's the last thing that we always say? Breathe through every single moment, right? Don't forget to see me in the morning for the day shift. I don't have anything going on. I'm not editing anything. I'm not doing anything. I promise. We'll see you around.
Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is
message in a message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now when things aren't created. But see, true